It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hi. Good morning. Wow. I love having an intro on my lives now. I haven't had coffee. I don't have anxiety. I'm in a new location. I feel so good. So good morning, everybody. Hi. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you like this video. I can't wait to get started. I don't know why I have so much energy. I think I'm just happy today, but happy is a good thing. Today's November 2nd, which means my October curse is over. No more bad luck. That's what Fem Tarot says. Starting tomorrow, November 3rd, no more bad luck for Adam. So that's exciting. Also, guys, tomorrow is November 3rd, which is our election day. So if you haven't already voted, make sure you go out and vote. We're not here to talk about politics, but we are here to talk about 90 Day Fiancé the other way. So with that being said, like I said, if you haven't already, make sure you hit like and let's get this party started. All right. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link for you guys right away anyways, only because I'm tripling my workload right now. And what that means is I'm doing pre-records for all the shows because that's me talking. But the lives, this is a live discussion for all of us as a community. And this is where I want to talk to all of you guys. So I love when you guys call in. I love when we have a big discussion. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So let's start off with Tim and Melyza though, because this episode was a little funky. So, and I would kind of like rather get the most boring couple out of the way, and that's no shade, but I think we all feel this way. Tim and Melyza, this whole situation is a complete joke. And I'm not trying to be aggressive about this, but guys, come on, please. So Tim went to Colombia after cheating on Melyza. Melyza obviously has a chip on her shoulder because she looks kind of like an angry Kourtney Kardashian who wants nothing to do with Tim being there, if I'm just giving it to you straight. Now, just to add fuel to the fire, Tim is bringing his mom and his aunt into town. But here's where the storyline gets good. So we didn't actually know that Melyza has any kind of conflict with Tim's mom up until we found out that she was coming. We didn't know that she threatened to call the police before and that we knew that probably, she wasn't a big fan of her son moving to Colombia, but we didn't know that there was a little bit of turmoil here, right? And now we're going to get to see that next episode. So finally, after 16, 17, 18 episodes, maybe Tim and Melyza's storyline might get exciting. I mean, that's at least what I'm hoping for. I don't know. The point is also, though, Melyza's refusing to stay at the apartment with Tim's mom and aunt because she feels like, just leave things be. Maybe right now it's not the best time for her to come and she doesn't want to add any extra chaos. But for Tim, he already knows that's going to be a huge problem. Tim knows that if Melyza doesn't stay, that his mom's going to be offended and that's just going to kickstart this whole thing in a bad direction. Right? That's exactly what's going to happen. Anybody's mom would be like that, especially when you know that there's cheating involved. Now, this is what I thought was a little bit of a contradiction. So Tim tells Melyza that he's going to tell his mom and his aunt pretty much about everything that's been going on and, how they've been doing. But Melyza's like, why do you have to tell your family? Why do you have to tell your mom? Why can't some things stay between us? Contradiction. Hypocrite. Only because this is why, Melyza, you told your family, you told your mom, you had a whole sit down where they kind of bashed him. They didn't even like Tim. They did originally until he cheated, but you told everybody. I think all of Colombia actually knows, and they know the guy that you cheated with. So, ouch. Now Tim has to face that. Whereas she's not going to America to see who Tim was with. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm going to bring up, thank you, Muriel, for the super sticker. I'm going to bring up a caller. Good morning, Jamal.
Morning, what's going on?
I have so much energy today, man. I don't know.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I think it's because I cut coffee. Ironically, I cut out caffeine and I feel like I have more natural energy.
Okay, I can't cut out coffee, but more power to you.
Okay. All right. So let's start off really quick, Jamal, with Tim and Melyza. So train wreck?
She just brought him down there to punish him, and she's mad that it's not really going the way she thought it was going to go.
Right.
I think he's too far out there to realize what she's trying to do, so her plan is just backfiring. Right.
Okay, and that makes sense. But also, now that the mom is coming in and adding this turmoil, she's adding some more dimension to this already messed up situation. Do you think it's gonna make it worse? Obviously, right?
Oh yeah, because mama's gonna come in as Mama Bear. Mama Cheese Stick just gonna come through Like, go in on Melyza and be done with it. Mamas don't play with their kids, so Melyza just needs to like calm down a little bit.
Yeah, and she's gonna come in with she has a hidden agenda. She's already coming there with a plan. She's coming there to get her kid to come back to America. Yep. She's already over this. So I think that's exactly what Melyza knows is coming her way, and that's probably why she's not excited.
Oh, yeah, because she wants him to be down there suffer. She knows once the mom comes down there and gets in his ear, he's probably going to go back with the mom, and her plan will be foiled.
Okay, I agree with you. I'm going to go ahead and bring up... Hi, Dorit.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Dorit, let us know how you feel about Tim and Melyza, please. I'm waiting for someone to give us a different opinion.
No, I agree with you. It's just so boring, and she is contradictory, but her reasoning is that she did this when they were broken up.
Right.
But if he wants to tell his mother, that's his prerogative, just as it was her prerogative to tell her mother and her father. No less, she made Tim tell her father, which was worse.
Right. Well, and the whole thing, that's where it is a contradiction, and it makes her a hypocrite, because now you want him to not be honest with his mom, but he's also in a foreign country. He has probably nobody else to talk to, and the ball is technically in her court at this point.
She's playing with him. She has no feelings for him. She's a cold fish.
A cold fish. Wow. I like that. I like that. All right. All right, Jamal, I'm going to drop you guys down for 2 seconds. I'm going to move on to the next couple, and then I'll bring everybody back up.
Oh, okay, because I have a lot to say about Yazan.
Oh, then stay around. I'll go to Yazan next.
Okay.
All right. All right, guys. I have a few other callers in here in the room, and I'll get to everybody. I dropped the link to 100 in the room, guys. Make sure you hit like, and Dorit asked for it, so I'm going to give it to her. She asked for Brittany and Yazan. I feel so duped by this. I'm so annoyed. I'm not going to lie. I am so annoyed by this. And only because Ginny and Sumit just made me feel the same way. I feel like I just got a total fraud of a storyline, a total lie of a situation. And this is technically Brittany's fault. Brittany came clean and said, guess what, guys? I'm going to be real with you guys. And this is her quote. She said, Yazan knew I was married. We completely lied to the production and everybody because that was our choice. He knew though. So I'm not some kind of I wasn't hiding anything. He knew what we were doing. Now, I think she was trying to save face, but all I'm reading from that as being a fan of TLC is, that means that you were pre-orchestrating your storyline, which is the same thing that Ginny and Sumit were trying to do to save face. And also, I think Jamal said that they were trying to get on Catfish or something. It was really bad though. So Brittany now is finally divorced, and her, at this point in this episode, her plan is still to go back to Jordan. Now, whether or not that happened, well, it happens. We see it in the upcoming episode, but whether or not it works, we'll see. So actually, we know that too. See, this is why this is annoying. Actually, I'm just going to bring up a caller. I'm going to bring her back up. Hi, Dorit.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay, so the problem here is that even though Yazan and Brittany were in on the hoax, he didn't let his family in on it. They are extremely upset to the point that the father wants to kill him. And in the Arabian countries, they're still in the dark ages. These things do happen.
So what happens to the father now with the father going on and saying he will kill his son? Would he even be prosecuted in Jordan for this? Or is there just, do you know how this works?
Their laws are very laxed when it comes to family disgrace. Like I said, they're still in the dark ages.
Wow. So
and if he was to be prosecuted, they'd let him off because he disgraced the family. Their honor is more important than their children.
Wow.
And, they hold their honor to the highest degree. And his father is truly upset, and he's allowing this to continue and not tell his father the truth and let him in on it. That's it. Say, Dad, I'm doing this for the money. This is just, a pretend show. Tell him something. Don't get the man to the point where he can't even sleep at night and he wants to kill you. And all the friends and the family friends and whatnot are taking it seriously. They're sending him photos from her Facebook every day. I mean, and they're pretty provocative pictures. And he's getting more and more upset to the point that he might just go to Yazan and just shoot him in the head.
Oh, and then not to mention too, the way that she listen, we all have different ways of communicating, but I'm not going to say there's not right and there's not wrong, because there definitely is. And her talking to this man on the phone and telling him when he started yelling at her about the car, because he wrecked his car. And she's like, girl, shut the F up. Bye. It's like, that's crazy. If she were in Jordan and she said that to him in front of his parents, how would that go over?
It wouldn't go over very well. I'll tell you, they live by the sword and die by the sword.
So they
And
could
you have to be
potentially
very
kill her.
careful what you say, and you have to be very respectful, and you have to bite your tongue.
Wow. Okay. And then real quick, I have my own opinion about this, but doesn't it sound like the most ridiculous thing to show up first with your friend who, if she's your friend, you guys are probably similar in some ways, and you're kind of, her ways are the problem to begin with. So wouldn't this just be twice the problem?
It'll be quadruple the problem, and they won't agree to see her friend. They don't want to even see her, much less her friend. And these people are very thick-headed. Her friend's not going to be able to get through to them at all, and they have no respect for Brittany. They're certainly not going to have any respect for her friend.
But I'm also curious, though, with the friend coming in, don't you think that could be a potential problem too? Almost like Tim's mom coming in with a hidden agenda, maybe to get her friend to come back and be like, girl, you are not going to Jordan. What are you thinking? I'm going there to rescue you.
Yeah, it's crazy because she's also putting her life in danger. You have to be very careful how you dress, how you talk, how you behave. I don't know. Her friend should stay where she is, not go to Jordan. It would be an ugly situation.
I thought about that too, Dorit, but then I also thought maybe Brittany's promising her friend some sort of protection through TLC. Like maybe that's why Brittany feels so comfortable talking to this man the way she does, because she has a whole camera crew and production following her.
Oh, come on. It's a camera crew and a production company, please.
Oh, okay. So then she shouldn't feel protected.
Let me tell you, it's not going to happen. They're not going to be able to protect them. I mean, if people are out to get them, they are going to get them. Wow. Unless the TLC brings in the Mossad from Israel to protect her, she has no chance in hell.
Okay. Well, Dorit, stick around. I'm going to go ahead and drop you down. I'm going to bring up some more callers and hit some more couples.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Dorit. All right, guys, I have a few other people in the room, so let's just move on to the next, actually, let's move on to the next fraud storyline, because that's how I feel about it. Jenny and Sumit. Okay, so Sumit is finally divorced, and I think that this guy is just one big man-child. Again, I don't like to come on here and be disrespectful or opinionated, and I like to always usually live in the positive. But Sumit, the way that this man sits down and asks his friend for a job, and then was kind of disrespectful in the sense that once the friend says, okay, well, I started a new business, but you don't have any skills. You don't know what you're doing in this company. But yes, maybe in a month or so, I can offer you a job. But this is what I can offer you. And then Sumit's like, I can't work for that. Come on, man. Give me some crumbs. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? This guy makes no money. And now he got a divorce that his parents are going to be responsible for paying. And then they're confused as to why the parents still don't want to accept Jenny. This makes no sense to me. Jenny frauded everybody with this storyline. Jenny honestly disgraced the family by letting him sneak up to the room. And I think I was over this as soon as I found out the truth. So I'm going to start with Sad Star Podcast. Hi, Sad Star.
Hey, Adam. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. So listen, have
Okay.
you seen the clip? Jenny, like, why are you so happy that you successfully, like, finally stole another woman's man? Like, seriously, like, does that bring her so much joy like that?
Well, she might feel like she maybe found her soulmate in her own way, and that that relationship was fixated, and this was technically her man this whole time, in her head.
Well, in her head, but it's not a reality. She's delusional. She's delusional, and she is, you know, I feel bad for the wife, to be honest. Like the way Sumit and Jenny went around, like about this, sneaking around, lying, like throughout the whole thing. It's just not. It's not a good look for them. It's
Right.
just not. And I want someone Indian to come in here and like I want to know how much does does a divorce in India cost? I really need to know that because people are making it up like to be such an expensive thing. Like they have to borrow from friends and family members, and like they're in debt. Like how much does it cost, y'all? Someone get in here like who actually lives in India and tell us.
Right. Well,
Really?
and then also actually if Lady O comes back, if Lady O pops in today, she usually she has details. So hopefully if she's around, we'll get those. But just out of curiosity, do you think that this is even worse for Sumit's ex-wife because it's all being aired on TLC, even though her face hasn't been shown? It's like still in that community in India, people know who she is, right?
Oh hell
Or-
yeah. She's probably having she's going through the worst days of her life right now. Like look at your husband. He left you. He's been lying to you and your family for like a woman that's older than his own mom. They're not gonna blame Sumit for this. They're gonna blame the wife. And I don't know how they might take this, but I think that the wife, like even
Wait,
after
they would
that,
blame the wife for him leaving?
yeah, the way they would look at it is like, oh, look at you, you must have done something wrong, you must have not been enough for him, and that's why he left you for a woman who's so much older than you. Like you're like below her. Like
Wow.
she's got something that you don't have, so the issue, like the mistake is on you, that's your fault. That's
Okay.
how people in these societies see it.
Okay.
I want to talk about Yazan and Brittany for a second.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
really had to get on this. So, Brittany, thanks so much for ruining the storyline for us. Like we knew it was fake, but you don't have to come out like that and just ruin it for us, like publicly like that.
Oh,
You
she
give us
did
our
too.
fun, girl.
She did.
Yeah.
And that's why I think too it's even harder to submit as a total man child. That completely, yes. Thank you, Monica,
Mm-hmm.
for the super sticker. I agree. I think the same thing too. It makes me angry, and I understand why TLC takes back money from these people when they ruin the storylines. Like, I don't know if sometimes I'll do breakfast tea with Sherelle, or I'll go on Sherelle's world. And one day I was on Sherelle,
Mm-hmm.
and she had Armando come on. And Armando was sitting there and talking to us, and somebody in the panel asked, are you still with Kenny? And he's like, I cannot confirm or deny. And he also made sure where he was sitting, there was nothing that we could recognize from TLC in the house. So he made sure that he was completely clear. When you sign the
Yeah.
contract, that is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to follow it out because you signed on for a TV show, not take it into your hands and go and exploit everyone. And that's what Brittany's doing. She's exploiting the King of Jordan. She's exploiting TLC. She's exploiting her and Yazan's false storyline, which who knows what the ramifications for that is going to be for him back in Jordan. I mean, this is a big disaster.
Yeah, so she ruined the fun for us, and she probably lost money, so she's not winning at anything. You know what I mean? And she's not clearing up her name. Because even if Yazan knew that she was married and that she's still married, like when back then, it still doesn't make it better. Like the family is still lied to. And I just want to make something, like I want to clear something up. If people have been here and they've heard me talk before, I'm Muslim, I'm Arab, so I can give you guys a perspective. First of all, Dorit came in here and she said that the laws are very loose and that we're living in the dark ages. Hell no! Where do you think we live? This is not the dark ages. We've got light. We've got light and we've got phones. Laws are applied heavily. Like Muslim countries are very, very, very strict when it comes to laws. The Islamic Sharia and everything else happens. When I saw the clip about Yazan's dad and his family talking, and they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill Yazan" and stuff like that, it was probably like a figure of speech. Like, I cannot even count how many times my mom she said she's gonna kill me
No,
for like doing something.
And I've had my parents say that to me too, but I think that, the way that either this is editing or this is, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, this isn't just anybody on the outside looking in and watching TLC would perceive this the same way. They've said it multiple times. And he keeps saying, like, if you saw the look in, our father's eyes, he would kill you on the spot. Like it still sounds to everybody else like it's more literal. But
Mm-hmm.
it's great to have a refreshing, point of view where you might know more than we do. So, thank you for clearing that up. You just think it's a figure of speech.
It's a figure of speech, literally. Like, and Britney's not in danger if she goes back. Like, first of all, TLC is gonna provide her protection. I believe that the apartment that she used to stay in is a TLC apartments. I don't see Yazan paying for stuff like that at all. Like, he was homeless. The guy was homeless. He did not get an apartment at all, even for himself. So why would he get another apartment for Britney?
See,
Do you
Sad Star,
know?
I'm gonna have to. For 2 seconds. I'm sorry. I don't like
It's
this.
okay.
I just have a difference of opinion on one thing. It's only
Yeah.
I have to agree with Zari on one thing, and it's if you have to remember, she's talking about the King of Jordan. She's talking about all of these things. She's going there and she's being completely disrespectful to the culture. And
Mm-hmm.
to say that she's protected by TLC, I kind of thought so at first too. And then when Dorit mentioned, no, if somebody wants to get to her, they would get to her. A production company is not going to stop them. I kind of agree with that. I think that she's
Okay.
out of her element. And TLC, they're not stationed in Jordan. They don't know what they're doing. They're just going there to film. They don't know like the ins and outs of everything or the safest location. I mean, do they?
Let me tell you something. For example, if I am talking shit about Trump right now,
Right.
right here, right now, would Trump actually, like, as a president of a country, would he take the time of day to watch our live right now, talking, like, watch me talk smack about him and come and like hurt me or something? He can't. The King of Jordan is nobility. Britney is a nobody. You guys are giving her way too much credit. She's a nobody. Nobody cares about her outside of the TLC community or the people who watch it.
So you feel like
And
this is just completely not even on the King of Jordan's radar, so it's not even a big deal.
listen, I've lived in so many different Arab countries. I know how they work. And I even said this we had a live stream a few hours ago on Discord, and I said this. The only time when a president of a country or a political figure is gonna come down, like they're gonna like take action against you if you are endangering their position, their political position. You're snitching about an inside information that has to do with the safety of a specific country.
Okay,
Not
so
about like the King of Jordan is like hanging out with discreet girls,
Oh, okay. So then that doesn't. So
That's
you're
just
saying
how
that
yeah.
it doesn't have that much relevance. Okay.
And plus, no, and TLC, if you've noticed some stuff, like the interviews with Yazan and the producers when they were going to the mosque to fake pray, there were Arab producers there. They know Arabic. I can listen to the Arabic language and the accents and everything. There are
Okay.
Arabs and Jordanians on that crew, to be
Okay.
honest. Yeah, so they know what's happening over there.
I like your point of view, Sad Star, and you seem like you really
That's all I
dive in.
had to say, to be
No,
honest.
it's a fresh perspective too, because honestly, it's like what you said, you want to have somebody from India come in here and explain what's going on over there. So it's a fresh perspective. I've never been to Jordan and I'm not Muslim, so I don't know these things. So I appreciate you sharing. And with that, I'm
Thank you so
gonna
much.
go.
We really wanted you to have you today.
What?
On our Discord. We had a live today and I really wanted you to be there. We had a
message
live
me
today on
anytime.
Discord and I was hosting. It was like several people and you were watching.
Yeah, just shoot me a message.
Was my internet lagging?
No?
Okay, next time. Definitely next time.
All right,
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. All right, guys, 185 in the room. If you haven't already, hit that like button. It helps us tremendously. I have so many people to get in from callers, but I just want to move on to the next couple really quick, and then I'm going to bring everybody up. Let's go to Ariela and Biniyam, I guess. Ariela and Biniyam, this is another one, guys. I just have to say, I want to be so optimistic about these couples. Kenny and Armando might be the only couple that I am optimistic about, but it's just because the storyline and how everything seems to fit. Even though Kenny doesn't seem like he's trying too much, let's go back to Ariela and Biniyam. So Ariela just had her baby, and Biniyam's excited to be a father. But this is where things start to get complicated. Now, Ariela's she's apparently suffering from postpartum. She's a new mom. They're slaughtering sheep or goats or whatever in front of her. She's probably just a mix of emotions. And then on top of that, I feel like Biniyam is about to get a little bit slick on her. So we see the preview for next week, and Biniyam's like, oh yeah, I have to go to work in a little bit. She's like, what? And he's like, oh, but if you want me to stay home for a little bit, then I'll go to work after. And she's like, no. What does that mean? That's not how work works. And then we see where he's on his phone, and she snatches it out of his hand, and she's like, who are you talking to? If I call, is it going to be a girl who picks up? Okay. So this is when I bring up the next caller. My question is, do you think that Biniyam has the potential to cheat on Ariela? And is that what we're going to get out of this? Or do you think that Biniyam is so excited because he finally got the family that he always wanted? Because remember, he's had this happen to him once before where his ex took the baby and went back to America. So he would never, ever jeopardize this. Let's see. Hi, Dana.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I'm going to bring up Kim. Hi, Kim.
Hey, how are y'all? Hey, Dana.
Good. Hey.
All right. So Ariela and Biniyam. Dana, I'll start with you.
I know that she's still going through just a lot of emotional. I mean, after you have a baby, the hormone thing is real. Just let me say, and it is overwhelming. You've just had a baby. That baby literally is like an organ. I mean, I don't want to call a baby an organ, but coming out of you. I mean, I know that sounds bad, right? But
it's like the
baby is so a part of you, emotionally, physically, spiritually, on every level, and you're overwhelmed. And I'm sitting there thinking she made the choice to go there. She wanted him to be there when the baby was born, but it happened when she didn't expect. And I can only imagine not having a mom, a sister, somebody on my team from my family that spoke my language, knew how I was, knew how me as a person felt or was made up. You know what I'm saying?
Could you imagine and this isn't, again, no disrespect to the Ethiopian culture, but could you imagine being an American new mom who's just not used to that and coming home to sacrifice as like a welcome home? That obviously for her, she was like, no, for me bringing it, like she just did not expect that. It blew her mind. I feel like it's one thing after another. She's doing pretty good facing these things. She cries a lot, but I would cry 10 times more than her.
I mean, I understand that that's their culture and that's what they do, but I would be freak out if somebody made a sacrifice right in front of me after having a baby.
Yeah, they're like, oh, look at the baby. It's cute. Whack. It's like, what? That's a lot. It's a lot.
And if you're there it's like one of the most important experiences of your life, and nobody knows you as an individual. I mean, Biniyam doesn't even really know her. Let's be real.
Right.
He doesn't know the ins and outs of her, what makes her tick.
I agree. And
Kim,
I'm just curious. Does Kim, do you think that do you have a different opinion, or are you kind of on the same bandwagon?
Look, last week I was irritated with her, but I have had a change of heart. I'm so aggravated with Biniyam. I mean, the things that he was saying last night, like, I'll make up your mind for you. And getting mad whenever she didn't want the baby circumcised. She doesn't have anybody on her team. She doesn't have anybody to understand her. And her emotions are going crazy. And postpartum depression is hard. It is very hard. It's hard when you've got support. It's even worse when you don't. Go ahead.
You don't recognize yourself,
right?
When you have postpartum depression. Cognitively, you can sort of detach in one way and look at yourself from the outside going, okay, this is not me. What the heck is going on? And then there's a part of you that feels like a crazy person because you do not recognize any aspect of yourself emotionally and physiologically.
And all three of us are trying to protect the baby too.
Well,
And you're doing everything you can to keep that baby safe. I'm sorry,
well,
Adam. Go ahead.
no. And it's because when you're talking, you're just making me think about this too. And then again, like you said, you have Biniyam pressuring you, even about this circumcision thing. It's like the reasoning. I even said in my pre-recorded, I was like, when he said, I want my boy to grow up and be proud and have the same thing and like look down and know that he's just like everybody else. And in my pre-record, I was like, what does he go to school and everybody looks down their pants and sees what everybody has? I don't understand how anybody would know that. And somebody commented on my pre-record and said, actually, Adam, I come from, they didn't say, they just said they're not from America. And that was normal, that they will make fun of you if you're not circumcised. And he had somebody in his school that wasn't, and he was made fun of all the time. I just don't understand how people would know that.
I mean, I can't imagine them whipping their little peepees out and comparing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know.
How would you know?
Exactly. Well, Dana, Kim, if you don't mind, stay on really quick. I'm going to drop you guys down, hit the next couple, and then bring up 2 other people. And at the end, I'm going to bring us all up as a panel.
Okay.
All right, guys. So let's keep it moving and go on to Deavan and Jihoon. We have Deavan and Jihoon and Kenneth and Armando. I do have to say, I really appreciate Andrea sticking in the call waitlist too right now, because I keep her on for Kenny and Armando. So Andrea, I see you. And actually, I'll just hit them now. So Kenny and Armando, they end up going to find out if they can get approved to get married. And I think that this might have been one of the most humbling experiences for Kenny. And let me explain what I mean by that. By the way, guys, 208 in the room. Hit like if you haven't already. It helps tremendously. When I say humbling, I mean Kenny this whole time is pressuring Armando to hold hands in public. No, it's okay. You can be you. It's fine. It doesn't matter, right? Even if we're in Mexico, like, I'm going to be who I want to be and be free. And if people don't like it, they can shove it. Okay. While Armando, this whole time, he understands, because he was born in Mexico, that's not necessarily how it works, and maybe not the attitude to have, right? And honestly, as a gay man myself, I can say that too. I would not, if I didn't feel comfortable in a neighborhood or in an area or in a different country, I would just kind of I don't have to go run around and be like, woo! I don't feel like I have to do that. So I think what Armando is trying to say is, hey, Kenny, kind of tone it down a little bit. But when they finally went and sat down to figure out about the marriage license, the woman just tells Armando that, even though gay marriage is legal, there's still certain bylaws that can prevent you from, proclaiming your love on a piece of paper. Now, this is where I got a little bit annoyed with this situation, because Kenny is saying, I wish I could communicate. I wish I knew what she was saying, and I wish I could ask my own questions. Well, we wish you could communicate with Hannah, but you can't do that. So maybe that's the problem. Maybe instead of coming in and just feeling like everything should be put in place, maybe you should start kind of, again, immersing yourself into the culture, into the community that you put yourself into, and try to understand it a little bit more and try to communicate, because I feel like that's going to be a lot easier of an experience. But I don't live in Mexico, and that's why we have Andrea. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, how are you, Adam?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, so that whole thing about the marriage license, I thought the lady from the sort of registry, she was quite nice. Like, she explained them why. It's not like she didn't want to grant the license. It's because the law doesn't allow her. So in case it was confusing for people, I'm going to explain a little bit how it works. So we have our constitution that works for all of the country, but then each state is independent. So then each state has their own constitution. So the issue with states that doesn't allow gay marriage is because they haven't changed their constitution or haven't fixed whatever they need to that the other states have. Right now, there are 19 states that allow gay marriage. And
I don't want to sound ignorant. Out of how many?
Out of 32.
Okay, out of 32. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So 19 out of 32. Okay, so then my next question is, Andrea, they moved because it wasn't going to work with them living with Armando's family, so they moved to a new location. Do you feel like Armando maybe didn't do the proper research to find out that that state was not one of the states that was going to accept the marriage?
No, because they only moved from from town to town, they are still within the same state. And
Oh.
in the state, like the lady said, it is legal based on the law that the one of the press made, like nationally, but they still need to do the change in the legislation of that state. That's why it's not legal, and that's why they have to do all that process going to human rights and do like it's like appealing that negative,
Right.
sort of say.
No.
And go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I don't know how long is the process, but if they are really in a hurry to get married, just go to Mexico City or any other state that already has all that ironed out.
Can they go get married there and then just come back and be married and live in their state? It just wouldn't be recognized.
I would say so, but yes, exactly. It wouldn't be valid. It would be valid for the 19th, for the rest of the states where it's valid to have a gay marriage. But in their state, it wouldn't be valid unless they do all that paperwork and they have like final resolutions from the justice system saying that, okay, we're granting like, I forgot the name in English, amparo, something like that, to allow them to go through the process.
Okay. Well, and Andrea, I have two more questions for you really quick. The first one is, now, if they went and moved to a different state and got a valid marriage license and then come back and live in their state, does Kenny still have to leave Mexico after a certain amount of time because it's not valid technically in that state? Or no, because Mexico is a country as a whole?
That's a very good question. I'm not sure. I would like to ask my boyfriend, and I can get back to you if you want, because he's a lawyer and he helped me understanding, because I didn't get it either.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
and then,
but I think that in Kenny's case would be just to do his like all his residence paperwork as an individual, not as a married person.
I don't think that Kenny wants to go through that. I feel like he wants to do it as a married person, or it's not going to work for him. And thank you, Amy. You're super sweet. Thank you for the super sticker. Andrea, my second question for you really quick was, do you feel like this was the humbling moment that really just showed Kenny you are no longer in America? I mean, if it wasn't the guy calling him, the slur at the restaurant, was it this moment?
I would say yes, because he was really about like this is a very important like thing that they want to do in their lives. Sorry. And he can't understand a thing. Like he said, I want to ask my own questions. Well, Kenny, you have to put some work on it, or hire a translator or a lawyer that can do all that paperwork for you. He can actually sit down and explain everything to you, so you know what kind of questions you want to ask.
Exactly. Nobody's at fault except yourself. That this is just kind of, even Jihoon has the stupid translator that doesn't work, But
yeah,
all right, Andrea,
she should get one.
I appreciate you helping me cover this topic. And if you are still around, stick around, and I'm going to cover Deavan and Jihoon and bring up anybody else who I haven't had in yet and go from there. All right. Yeah, of course. All right. I see Hermione in the room. Hi, Hermione. Okay. So we have to talk about Deavan and Jihoon really quick. Deavan and Jihoon, again, another train wreck. We know that this isn't going to work. She moved on to Jihoon 2.0. That's what the internet is calling him. I don't even know if that's, you can appropriately rename somebody a 2.0. I don't know if that's inappropriate. But what I do know is watching Deavan on the show, she always seems like she's just having the worst time. And I'm not picking on the girl. I don't know anything about her, and I wish her the best of luck with her family and everything. But there's always a constant space. I don't know if you guys have seen this before. It's called The Secret. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. Watch it. It's on Netflix. It's a documentary, and it shows you how the 1 or the 2%, how they survive, live their life, and have everything. And it's called The Secret. When you put out positive energy, you attract more positive energy back. when you put out negative energy, you get more negative back. So now every time, this is how I look at this. Every time Deavan is sitting across from Jihoon and she wants to know about the naked photos, she wants to know if he's possibly going to cheat on her, she wants to know if he's going to be a good parent, she wants to know if he's going to steal cell phones, if he's going to keep a job, if he's going to be able to pay the bills, if he's going to be there for Drusilla. It's like, what? Is there one thing that you like about this guy? And again, I know that he's messed up so many times, but at this point, I feel like it's just this is such a negative situation. They're all living in a negative space. And I completely understand at this point why it didn't work out. Hi, Hermione.
Hi, Adam. How are you doing?
I'm good. I love your hair.
Thank you. Hope your move went well.
Oh, thank you. I hope everything was going well with you too, because I know you had a week too.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster. But that's why we're calling.
Yeah. All right. Well, what did you think?
Do you really want me to talk about Deavan?
And no, you could honestly, I don't have to give Deavan any more attention, to be honest. You can talk about whatever. Now that we've covered all of the couples, start wherever you want.
Can I just say, it feels like I was robbed this season with so many people that broke their NDAs. You know, that you already knew June and Deavan didn't make it. You already know that Yazan and Brittany was a fake. You already know that Cheesestick and Melyza is not going to make it. You know, so it feels like you are robbed of 50% of the couples. And what we like to do is we invest in them. That's why we watch the show.
Right.
So I felt that was a little bit sad. I want to talk about Ariela and Benjamin. I think you shouldn't sell Ariela short. I think she's a strong lady. She's going to make it. And watch her in a year's time. She's going to cope very well in Ethiopia. And I think Benjamin is going to look after her very well.
Well, the only thing about this, though, I have to say, and I do agree with what your first statement. I think the only two couples to really pay attention to right now are Kenny and Armando and Ariela and Biniyam, because the rest of them are obviously not going to work. But with Ariela and Biniyam, yes, I can totally see that she's a tough woman. I can see that she's strong. I can see that she's going to be an amazing mother. My thing is, I don't know how long she's going to put up with Biniyam. She's still a strong woman. And Biniyam kind of trying to tell her some things of what to do, or trying to sneak in this, well, I'm going to go to work. Oh, no, you want me to stay home? Maybe I'll go to work later. It already comes off a little bit shady, especially I'm thinking about it the same way that I feel like she's thinking about it. You don't think that way?
No. I think she's going to get over it.
You think he's really just going to work?
Yes, he is going to go to work. He really wants to provide for his family. You can see how excited he is to have the baby there. I don't think he's going to cheat on her. I think he's going to be an actually very good provider and supporter. But what they need to do now is to get to know each other and to know where to support and where to back off.
I like that. I like that. Well, and that's such a good positive spin on it too, because again, with these shows like TLC, the way that this is edited, and we see the new episode coming out, and she snatches the phone out of his hand, and obviously we allude to the fact that he'd potentially be cheating, right? Because we see right before where he's saying, "Oh, I'll go to work." "No, I won't." And she's like, "What?" And so I like that. You're kind of glass half full. You're hopeful for Biniyam.
Yes, I definitely am.
Okay.
And then just with regards to Kenny and Armando, one of the triplets actually let slip that Kenny can speak fluent Spanish. So allegedly. So I think they are also editing it in such a manner. And I think maybe one of the girls just weren't happy with regards to the editing, and they did let slip that he can speak Spanish.
If that is true, I'm never watching the show again. Now I've been lied to so many times. I'm gonna need to have therapy after this stupid show. I'm gonna have trust issues, I feel. I don't trust any of this anymore.
That's why I'm feeling I'm robbed of this whole season. Maybe because it was shot so long ago and we had quarantine in between, and a lot of people could let things slip.
Right.
Maybe that's the reason. I don't know. I was trying to figure out exactly, why so much information is already available.
Well, see, and at this point, You know, like a lot of people don't like Angela and Michael, or they'll say things about some of the happily ever after cast members, but I would way rather listen to Angela scream at Michael and know that she loves Michael, but it's just a really tumultuous situation, and know that it's real and watch that and see how that plays out, as opposed to all of these just pre-produced storylines.
I agree with you. Then I was actually hoping Sad Star podcast was still on because I actually lived in Jordan.
Hi,
Hi,
Sad
Sad
Star.
Star.
Hi, Hermione. How are
Hermie.
you? Hermine.
I'm good,
I'm
thanks. How
sorry.
are you?
I'm
You can call
good.
me H.
Okay. Okay,
Uh,
8.
So I actually lived in Jordan for a couple of months,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I worked very closely with Rana Husseini. I don't know if you know who she is. She's quite a big activist since 2006. She wrote a book,
Mm-hmm.
Murder in the Name of Honor,
Mm-hmm.
and she's got stats that she produces on an annual basis. And for the past year, there was 5,000 honor killings. That means that's 13 killings a day. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them actually happened in Jordan. And
Mm-hmm.
only in 2016, you know, that when they
Hermine, really
come
quick for
into the
anybody who's watching, honor killings, is an honor killing just someone in the family dishonored their family, so for that they get murdered?
yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure. It sounds like common sense, but we have 225 in the room. Some of us might not know. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you know, a lot of the figures also do not get reported because they are maybe given a handful of pills to say drink the pills, you know, and then it looks like an accident. So only in where was I? 2017, the Penal Code 98 changed to say judges, if you actually have an honor killing, you have to give them a harsher sentence. But now there's now two sides to the coin. If the family forgives that husband or brother or whoever it is, they only get about 6 months.
Mm-hmm. So I
If
want to
that
ask you
makes
a question. Yeah.
yes,
So these honor killings they definitely have a demographic, right? Is it female,
yes.
majorly female, or majorly male? Because that makes a difference. Because we're
Majority
talking
is female.
female. All
There's
right.
yeah, there's like one or two male, you know. So, but
Mm-hmm.
majority of them are female. And even if they go before weddings and they go through horrific circumstances, I obviously don't want to say the word. They get
Mm-hmm.
forced to actually marry that person, you know, just to save the honor of the family. And it's
Well. Mm-hmm.
normally the dad, the brothers, the uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And only recently, I think it was 2018, if I'm correct. Yeah, 2018. There was actually one of those killings that was filmed and it went worldwide. It actually went everywhere where people started to notice, oh my word, there's something going on here. And then in 2019, the king actually called in Rana Husseini, and she was awarded one of the highest awards, the Arab Woman of the Year award. And
Mm-hmm.
he also then made a statement to say that he is now disowning, to say that this does not happen in his country anymore. And they're now going through quite a few processes to try and fix it. And what is
Mm-hmm.
interesting up to now, their protective custody for women who are in danger is to put them in jail. It's
Mm-hmm.
the it's the weirdest thing that I've ever seen.
If they want to protect a
Yes.
woman who's in danger, then it's not, you don't go to a shelter or anything like that. You go to jail.
Yes.
All
Up
right.
to about 2 years ago, there weren't any shelters. Only about 2 years ago, a shelter was built. It is very secretive. No one knows where it is.
So
The
things are
people that
progressing.
can go there, yes, but
All
it's
right.
going to take time.
Can I say something,
Yeah, of
please?
course.
All right, so we've established that there are honor killings, but you cannot say that there are honor killings only in Jordan or only in the Arab world. It happens every single place around the world. That's the first thing that I
Correct.
want to say. Second thing, this whole the scene with Yazan and Brittany, the only thing that I've complained about is that they're spreading a lot of Islamophobia and a lot of Islamophobic behavior, to be honest. Second thing, as much as I can remember, Islamophobic, honor killings, there's a specific demographic in specific areas. I don't see this happening in cities. So we've also got to establish that it happens in rural areas where there's not much education. There's really, really retroactive thinking. So we cannot sit here and say that it's been happening all over Jordan. Because
Okay.
what the
I
side of
100%
Jordan that you
agree
have
with
seen,
you.
the side of
I
Jordan
agree
that you
with
have
you. I
seen.
wasn't in a city.
No,
Mhm.
I
so
wasn't in a
for a
city. I was in rural areas. I was trying to support you in your point of view to say
No,
this
no,
is
I'm
not
explaining.
everywhere.
I'm saying in
This is
general.
not
No, no,
Islam.
it's
can I ask a
not. It's
question really
not.
quick,
Mhm.
Sadsar?
Yeah, go on.
Do you feel like it's fair to say that TLC could have painted definitely this whole situation in a better way for Islamic culture? Muslim culture?
Listen, TLC, I've noticed this about TLC every time there's an Arabic cast or someone who's Arabic or Muslim, they try to profit off the bad reputation. They take the weirdest things and they just put it out there. They put them in like really weird, bizarre situations, and they have really bizarre conversation. Today, when I was on the live stream with everyone on Discord, including Jamal, we were all bonding over like what is happening. Like these people they're talking like, for example, the when they told Yazan that he has to marry a Muslim girl only. First of all, no, he can marry a Christian or a Jewish girl too, other than Muslim.
Okay.
About Brittany and being in danger, she's not in danger right now. I mean, she's in California or Florida. I
Florida.
don't know. She's in
Yeah.
Florida, so she's not in danger. Yazan is still alive, y'all. He's still alive and kicking, unfortunately for him, and he's not in danger. For the honor killings, though, to be honest, I don't see Yazan as a victim, because we gotta make something clear. Honor killings, they can, like, men can be targets, but only if they are, or majorly if they are only homosexual in the Arab world, to be honest, and only women too, you know. And it's really sad and it's really unfortunate. It does exist in the Arab world, but it's very sad and unfortunate that this is the only way that everyone around the world sees us. For example, Dorit came out and she was like, they live in like in the dark ages. We don't live in the dark ages. And like the thing about honor killings, we don't have honor killings everywhere. And some people in the comments were like, he's probably remember when I said that it's probably a form of expression when the dad said that he's gonna kill Yazan.
Right.
Some people in the comments were like, no, it's not a form of expression. He's really going to do it. If he wanted to do it, he would have done it already. Right then and there, it's just a bullet. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
But do you think he would have used the word kill, or would he have said Sharia?
Wait, your audio. What? Can you repeat that, please?
Somebody's audio has flack.
Mm-hmm. Can you repeat that?
Would he have used the word kill, or would he have used the word Sharia? Because Sharia is the honor killing.
No, Sharia is a set of laws, a set of rules that we have, that it's like, for example, you go to court, and you have a criminal, how is this criminal gonna be punished? You know, every crime has a punishment. And this is Sharia. This is like a set of rules that keep our community safe. You know that you have a crime, whether you decide to commit it or not, you already know the punishment for it. Honor killing, it's a crime. Killing in general in Islam, it's a crime. Period.
Correct.
If you kill someone, you have to be killed back. That's it. A life for a life.
I just want to say too, just out of for Dorit, I think when Dorit was saying that, I think that she was just saying that thing, and this might be a little bit more acceptable to have, like, an honor killing it's just not even a topic over here. But then again, you know, in America, but in all fairness, you could have people from different cultures who say, you guys have mass shootings. You guys have, like, we have a lot of things over here too. So I just think it's all a matter of interpretation and with what information we have to work with. But I appreciate both of you, Hermione, and you, Sad Star Podcast, for clearing this up.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
I just hate it when they portray a country in a small way that they try and edit it to make them look bad.
Hermione, you
Same
said
happened
that
to my country. I
you said
hated
that to
it.
me about Sinjin.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
you
you
that was
see
one of the
small
first times that I
parts.
met you. You said, I do not live in a third world country. You said, I'm very happy. And you know, like it was actually refreshing. But I can understand if I were in that country and I'm watching how I'm being, or how like where I'm from is being perceived, I would be like, oh, you know, that I get
That's
that.
what I love about your community. I mean, all of us are from different walks of life, and that is why I love having different opinions. And Sad Star, I also love your opinions. You're always so
Thank
honest.
you. Thank you.
Aw.
It was so great talking to you, honestly.
To
By
you
the way,
too.
I wanna say something about Ariela and Biniyam before I go out.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't understand. Can someone explain to me why she doesn't want to get her child circumcised? Because medically, like, I know the benefits of circumcisions, like I know the pros and cons, but from a religious point of view, is it like, is she using religion to back her up on this case, or like
No,
what
she's
is her
Jewish.
argument?
Sad Star, she's Jewish, and it's a normal practice, even in Judaism, to have your child circumcised within 7 days after birth. Why do I know this? I'm too old.
All right.
So maybe she's just worried.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just mother's affection. Yeah, probably.
You know what? I think her mom should have come over at least for the first 2 months to give her some support. You know, after I gave
Mom would
birth to
probably
my
like, you
son,
wanna go.
my mom lived with me.
Oh my gosh. All right, Hermione. All right, Sad Star. We're hitting our hour. I just want to go ahead and say goodbye to everybody. And also, we're about to jump on another live in 5 minutes to do breakfast tea. So we have a lot going on today. And then we have 2 more shows tonight. So thank you, Hermione, and thank you, Sad Star Podcast. I appreciate you guys. And thank you for bringing such a refreshing opinion.
Thank
you, Adam. We love you.
I love you. Bye.
Bye.
All right. And with that being said, really quick, let's give, I'm gonna just randomly Hi, Gina.
Hi, Adam. How
Hi.
are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
We're gonna do really coming through, hit as many people as I can to wrap this up in maybe in 20 seconds. In 20 seconds, what are you looking forward to most next episode?
Biniyam and Ariela.
Okay. What do you want to see? The conflict or hopefully resolution?
Hopefully resolution, because Ariela's acting a little crazy.
The postpartum.
Yeah. Him should have prepared her for all these rituals that were going to happen, because I would be scared, you know what.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Gina. Well, thank you for calling in. And I'm so sorry that I didn't get to you fast enough. I promise if you call in tomorrow or even today at another time, I will make you the first person.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you. Bye. God, I love this little community. This is so much fun. All right, I'm going to say hi, Dorit. Dorit. 3, 2, 1. Sorry, Dorit. There's only 3 seconds there. Hi, Dana. Can you hear me? Oh, you're okay. You're okay.
Just looking for more clarity, especially with Biniyam and Ariela.
Okay. More clarity. I mean, I feel like everybody's just done with the other couples except for Kenny and Armando and Biniyam and Ariela, so that's fair.
I just feel like I don't know them as well as in their characters. Just we see a lot of conflict, not enough about them as people.
All right. I like that, Dana. I appreciate you calling in. And if you're around today, tomorrow, I think Jason's posting the schedule, but I keep saying this many times, like we're tripling our workload. We're settled in and it's going to be good. So I just hope you're around. Bye, Dana.
Bye.
All right, guys. Well, with that being said, thank you so much to all of our callers, Jamal, Andrea, Sad Star Podcast, Dorit, Hermie, and Dana. Gina B, so many people. I just really appreciate all the refreshing opinions and all of you guys calling in. It makes my day. I have the best time with you guys. I love you all. And if you're around, go catch me on Cheryl's World for breakfast tea. All right.